If you haven't had an opportunity to watch the season 3 opener of Orphan Black, the weight of this combination, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. I absolutely think that this show gets better every single season, and the return of Orphan Black is absolutely perfect. Let me just say this. I can't believe that there's more clones. I mean, I knew that there were more clones out there, but I didn't know the show was actually going to give us more clones this season. And I was thinking to myself, I said, how are they going to, up the ante? We get the first male clones, they come in, and then you combine that with the female clones, and it's a goddamn clone party. That's what it is. Like, it's it's the fun, awesome, crazy, exciting, but very, very, very cool, man. Like a really, really good episode, man. I think that if you're a fan of Orphan Black, you're gonna love the season 3 opener. All the questions that you had from the season 2 finale get answered in episode number 1. Okay, we find out what Helsinki is. We find out what happened to Rachel. We find out if Rachel's eye's gonna be recovered, or if she's going to have, if she's going to die. We find out what happened to Kira, Mrs. S, Felix, Sarah Manning. We find all those questions, everything that we wanted to know, we find out inside of this season 3 opener, man. My favorite scenes would have to be, absolutely without a doubt, would have to be how Sarah takes on the role of Rachel. So Sarah Manning actually dresses up as Rachel. So she's cloning she's cloning the clone. She's a clone already, but then she's cloning the clone, and she also has to act. It's so crazy, what Tatiana Maslany is able to do in this role. I don't understand why people, especially in Hollywood, are not grabbing her and putting her on everything. I mean, the show only does 10 episodes per season, so she has time. And it's just fascinating because I think that she can bring so much to all these movies, man. I mean, think about all the superhero movies you have, and the like Disney movies and fantasy movies and sci-fi movies. Bring her in, man, and put her in the lead role, man. I am happy to have her in Star Wars. I will say that. I'm not going to ruin or spoil anything else, but she is in there, and I think that that's going to be really, really cool to see her in that, man. Unless that one rumor that said that she didn't get the lead role is correct. Who knows? We'll have to find out in a couple of months when they start, releasing those photos after episode 7. Anyway, back to the back to the season 3 opener. Kira is absolutely grown. Let me just tell you that right now, man. She has more lines in this one episode than she had inside the entire seasons 1 and 2. All right, because usually she just hey, yeah, and maybe 1 or 2 lines, but this one she actually was speaking and responding. Because obviously she's grown up over the time. In these 3 seasons, we get to see her interact with Cosima. Cosima's character, let me just pause for a second, man. That broke my heart, man. Okay? With Cosima not being able to have that love, I was on the ground, man. I really, I didn't know what to really say, man. I cried, man. It hurt my soul, man. It's like, they don't have to break up, I mean, I understand, that, the French has to take on the role of Rachel. We know that, okay? But she can still, manage your work life with your love life. I don't know, man. I just wanted Cosima to have something, because that's what brought her out of, the near-death experience. That she recovered because she saw her love in that vision, okay? When Kira was trying to wake her up on the season 2 finale, she was like, Auntie Cosima, can you read me a bedtime story? Well, the French came inside of a vision like an angel, and she woke up. But then in this season 3 opener, they broke up, man. And it's like, I don't know, man. It hurt my heart, man. For one of my favorite ones, I got Alison and I got Cosima, but Cosima is definitely my favorite clone. And well, I guess you can say Cosima and Helena. Those are my 2. And I did get the chance to see her tonight, or we did as a clone club. She was trapped inside of this box talking to this scorpion. And you start picking up on things from the previous seasons if you can kind of tie it in together, man. What I have to do, and what I'm in the process of actually doing, is actually putting together a wall for Orphan Black, because there's things like Topside, Project Leda, there's things like the Dyad. There's so many different things that connect inside of this show. And you can connect them, but it's going to take you at least, I'd say, if you watch this show like I do, I watch it live. Or now what I'm doing, I used to watch the live seasons 1 and 2, and now I don't have a TV and cable anymore, but now I watch it through Amazon. It takes me about an hour and a half to get through the show. And I think the show is like 45 minutes, sometimes 50 minutes. But I have to sit there and really like pay attention. I start taking notes. This is my little notepad. I start taking notes. And you have to really track down everything that's happening. So the military faction took care of the guy clones, the male clones. And off the bat, you're going to not like them. I hate them. You know, and I was actually really excited. I was like, oh man, finally we got some guy clones, you know. So, you know, I don't know, you can kind of switch things up a little bit. I mean, we had, you know, Detective Art Bell, which was one of my favorites. We had Cal, we had, you know, Felix. We had a lot of, you know, great guy characters, you know what I'm saying? But you don't have clones, man. Like that's the thing. You want to have a clone. Guys want to have clones too, man. So, but when you get them in here, all you want to do is just have them die. And you want them to have a die. You want them to die like a really slow death. That's what I want. I want them to be tortured, I guess you can say. Because, like, they beat Mrs. S, okay? And when I say they, I mean, what one clone does, you have to hold the rest accountable for. I mean, they look alike, you know? But yeah, they beat up Mrs. S, man, trying to get information from her. And Mrs. S, I mean, let me just say this right now. Mrs. S is like, I don't know, she reminds me of like a James Bond or something. Like, she's like the female James Bond. Like, she can really take some punches, man. And she got kicked in the chest, I don't know how many times. Like, they kicked her on the ground, they kicked her in the chest while she was in the chair, her head went back and hit the ground. Like, she's been brutalized in this series, and she continues to be tough. And it's, I don't know, it's just one of those characters. That's what I like about the show. They have really strong female characters. You know, like when Wonder Woman comes out, when we finally get Wonder Woman on the big screen, I'm just going to say, you know what? If Wonder Woman the movie can't compare and can't compete to this Orphan Black, don't even make it, okay? Because they're strong characters. That's what you need. You have to have a strong female character, man. And that's what Wonder Woman should be. They should take notes from the show. It has really, really strong female leads. And let me see, what else? Oh, episode 2. Which is next week. Detective Art Bell is back. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but they did show a preview, because that's what I was worried about. It's like, you know, sometimes shows, man, they take all the great characters. Like, I thought they were going to get rid of Donnie, you know, until the end in the season finale when he killed Dr. Leakey. I was kind of worried. I was like, oh man, I don't want Donnie to leave. I like Detective Art Bell. I like Donnie. I like everybody in the show. But eventually we're going to get to the point, because we're in season 3, so there's gonna come a point, man, and I think we gotta prepare ourselves for this, you know, Clone Club. You gotta really prepare yourself, because this is season 3. Someone's going to probably, most likely, more than likely, 95% chance that someone's dying this season. And what I mean by someone, I don't mean like these side characters. I don't mean these characters that come in, like Dr. Leakey came in for like a couple episodes and then he was gone, you know. We talked about him for a while, but then he came in and he was gone, you know, at the end of the season. He got shot in the head. And then as soon as he got out, they replaced him with the female Dr. Leakey, who we saw in the end of season 2. I just know that something's going to happen, because you can't have, how do you want to say, you can't, there's so many characters now that it's getting crowded, and not like a bad thing, but you only have 10 episodes. That's what's crazy. You have 10 episodes to get all this information out. It's impossible to keep everybody alive. And I'm just saying, it's impossible, and especially when we're at war. We're at war with these companies, man, that are trying to, literally trying to use and abuse us as clones, man. Like, we can't take it, but we got to fight, man. We have to fight, and we can't run, because they'll track us down. I don't know why, but they always track us down. And yeah, someone's probably going to die at the end of this season, man. It's going to be sad. Let me see. Helena was stuck in a box. She got out of the box. and we don't know what's going to happen to her till next week. Donnie and Donnie. Let's talk about Donnie for a second. That's actually good. That's a good segue. Donnie quit his job. Donnie quit his job, and Alison is running for like this position in the school. Okay, and so like we're gonna start seeing, I guess, a more political side of her, and then I guess also to see the dynamic of how Donnie and Alison are gonna be in the same house like all day. Because Donnie doesn't have a job. He's just trying to get a job. He's, posting his resume, talking about how marketable he is. And, yeah, that's going to be really, really funny, man. We did get an opportunity, like I said before, to see what the Helsinki was. And it looks like they send people out to the house to actually kill, which is crazy, man, to see the company's reach, man. I love this episode. I thought it was great. 10 out of 10 stars. I thought it was perfect, man. This show, for me, it's just something special. I think that, with BBC America, they need to get an online, like, subscription service to where you can watch this thing live if you don't have cable. That's one thing they need. And they, I don't know, they need to do something with their social media, man. Their Facebook page needs to have like better pictures and more interactive stuff, man. Like they need to do something, man. Like they have such a gem. It's like a diamond in the rough because there's nothing on television that can compare to this show. Nothing on TV gets close, man. And this is almost, I would say that Orphan Black is just a slight smidge underneath The Walking Dead. The only way that The Walking Dead beats Orphan Black is because Orphan Black has less episodes. If Orphan Black had as many episodes as all the rest of these TV series, I promise you that Orphan Black will be the top TV show. Because you can tell, a richer story with more episodes, obviously. And sometimes you can't. Because look at Gotham and Arrow and The Flash and stuff like that. They kind of fail at some of that stuff. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here, man. I've been talking too long. Go check it out, man. This episode aired on April 18th, 2015. I think today is the 19th. It should be the day after. Yes, the 19th. I was watching this through Amazon, and the episode arrives roughly between 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hours afterwards. I think mine arrived around 3 hours afterwards, but I had went to sleep. I was like, I'm out of here. I heard the notification on my phone, but I was like, I'm going to sleep because, I don't have cable, man. But hopefully that'll change in the future. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. I'm going to try to review the entire season. I've said that before on my channel. I know. I apologize, but I'll try. I'll try better. We're out of here, guys. Thanks again. Comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, that's it.